It's after court. I have only about 10 minutes here, and I've got to be back in court. So this is going to have to be as quick as possible. But we had a total of 7 witnesses so far that have testified before lunch. We had Angie Bundy. Ryan was the main one to question her. It was a really good testimony. We had a psychologist that was for David Fry that testified, a doctor. We had also the informant that everybody has been talking about, Teri Linnel. She testified, and that was probably the highlight of the testimonies today. Her testimony was really awesome. It went into detail about her, how she got hired by the FBI to go to the occupation and at the refuge. Again, I won't have a lot of time here. We're really short. We only have about 8-9 minutes that I have to be back in court here. But we had a total of 7 witnesses, all for the defense side. All 7 of them were really crucial and really good testimonies that brought out a lot of information today. It totally blew the conspiracy theory out of the water. There was no conspiracy, and so it was a really good testimony.
No court tomorrow.
I'm walking right now into the court building, so I'm going to have to wait till after court here at 5 o'clock to really update you. But things are going really good here on the ground, and I'm going to have to shut it off for now. Talk to you later. Sorry I'm so late. It's after court here. It's been a long day, a lot longer than most of our court hearings have been. We went till way after 5 o'clock. We are out here right now in front of the federal courthouse. We have a lot to talk about today, but I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. We had a ton of witnesses, somewhere right around 13, 14 of them. I haven't really tallied them all up and counted them just yet. But I'll start, let me see here. Hi, Jamie, how you doing, buddy? At the end of my live stream, I'll try to take a few questions. I'll try not to take a long time today on a live stream. I'm trying to shorten these down a little bit. But there is a lot to report on today. The judge, in my opinion, did go a lot easier today on people. We had a prayer, several prayers out in front of the courthouse this morning before we started. We also had a group that had prayer up in the courtroom area on their knees this morning beforehand. That was led by Shawna Cox and quite a few others. So one of our testimonies today came from Matthew Dethridge. If everybody knows, Matthew was there at the refuge. He spent about 10 days there. He's also my wife's first cousin, and that testimony went very, very well. Brought a lot more things to light. We had also, everybody knows that Teri, or Mama Bear, I'm trying to think of her last name, Linnel, Teri Linnel, she was a paid informant. The rest of that came out today. That informant became hostile towards the prosecution today and testified on the behalf of the defense team. Literally, the defense has had almost no cross-questionings for most of the witnesses. It's been amazing how they've just been speechless. One other thing I'll mention here that got brought up in the courtroom is that the FBI has said now on 3 different occasions, including today, that they are watching our Facebook pages. As of yesterday even, they was taking things off of our pages. The FBI is probably watching this live stream right now. So hopefully, I'll just say hi to the FBI. That's all I got to say about that. Matthew Dethridge had made a Facebook post about having Judge Brown step down and having a thing on Facebook that you can sign to have her impeached. And Judge Anna Brown pretty much had her hands in her face in her hands the whole time during that part of it. She did not comment at all. The prosecution objected several times, they brought it up, but they objected to much of that being heard. But since they brought it up, it was allowed to be cross-examined and talked about. And they asked Judge Anna Brown, or they asked the Matthew Dethridge why he was that way and why he wanted to have her impeached off the stand. And he said because of government corruption. This is what it was all about. So back to the FBI informant, Teri Linnel. She said that she was approached by the FBI in California at her home, and she was asked to go to the refuge. She did not know nobody at the refuge. She said she was paid $3,000 plus her expenses. But after she got there, there were 6 people that they wanted her to keep track of and answer questions to on a daily basis. I see someone says they have no sound. I don't know. It looks like my side of the phone's working good. But anyway, she said she knew nobody when she went there. She worked mainly in the kitchen. She observed things. She observed that nothing was being done there unlawful at all, that everything seemed to be legal. The FBI asked her a few questions like about the children being there, and she said the only concern she had with children being there is that they should be in school. The government considered her a hostile witness because she totally testified for the defense team, and she was a paid informant. She said she did not know of any other informants. She wasn't told of any. So on her side, she did not know of any. Like I said here, we had close to 12 to 15 testimonies a day from several different people. We had Sheriff Ward's cousin, Mr. Cooper, testified. And he testified that he spoke with his cousin, Sheriff Ward, on a couple occasions, and that he was advising Sheriff Ward that these people were peaceful. And Sheriff Ward refused to listen to any of his advice. He even went and talked to Sheriff Ward on the 25th of January, the day before Lavoie was killed or murdered, and Sheriff Ward still refused to listen to anything he had to say. The government did not want to hear his testimony. Ken Medenbach did awesome today. He is another hero of mine. It was amazing. His testimony brought out so much more stuff that we hadn't heard about. He talked about how he had been fighting the federal government about land rights and the government takeover and government corruption as early as back in the 1980s. And they asked him why he done this, and why every time that he kept losing, why did he continue to take things back in the court? Every single time he tried to fight the government, he notified them of what he was doing, and wanted it in court, just like he wanted this in court. And Ryan and Ammon and all the others wanted this in court. The jury was very attentive today. The jury was watching very attentively with the good testimonies that we had here today. Angie Bundy took the stand. It was real short, very emotional. Ryan Bundy was the only one that asked her questions. It was kept pretty much simple about Ryan Bundy's character, about when he left to go to the refuge there in Burns, Oregon, and when he decided to, what was his plans on coming back. And it was just corroborating what everybody already knew, that he did not plan on staying there. I'll read from my notes real quick to try to see. We had a little older lady. I think her last name, I'm looking at it here, was Mrs. Wickard. I think that was her name. She mentioned she was on the stand and the prosecution objected to something she said, and it was really hilarious and funny. She said that when the government objected, she said, objection to what? Why are they objection? She was not understanding why the government was objecting to everything she had to say, because she said she was telling the truth. That was another thing that Ryan Bundy brought up. He said the scales, the weights and measures need to be equal here. Why does the government get to introduce all this stuff and that we have been objected to the whole time? So the judge has become a lot softer, I feel. She is listening to them more, working with them more, but she is trying to push a closing to this case here in the next few days. We're going to have court again on Thursday and again on Friday. Most likely Monday will be things will be shutting down here. I will interview Matthew here just shortly, but if anybody has any questions, I'll try to answer a few questions for a little bit here. If you have some questions, please ask me some and I'll try to answer them. Yeah, they don't like the live streams. They don't like our Facebook. Daryl Thorne, I'll try to get a hold of you hopefully tonight. Try to call me if I don't get a hold of you. I've had a lot of phone calls, but try to call me tonight, buddy. The guys are holding up real good, Nancy. Ryan Bundy and Ammon Bundy are both, looks like they're going to get to see their wives this time. We have three of the Bundy women here, and they're supposed to be visiting them in jail just shortly. The Bundy women have been fasting and praying throughout the day and not eating. Looking through some more stuff here. Yeah, Kenny, the jury, they have been real attentive today and watching. So they have been paying attention to everything really closely. I think everything is really going good. Ryan did interview his wife. Ryan Bundy broke down. He held his composure real well for the circumstances, but he did break down crying. It had a lot of us in tears. Angie Bundy did awesome. She answered his questions very well. She held herself together amazingly. She is a very strong woman. There's no way I could have done it. I was breaking down and crying just in the courtroom. The informant that testified for the defense team was an FBI informant paid by the FBI. She did not know nobody until she went there. Her name was Teri Linnel, aka Mama Bear, I think, on Facebook. Right now, Bill, it looks like we're going to possibly turn this over to the jury next week. The judge was getting ready for final deliberations today. So right now we're just going to got a couple more days of hearing some more witnesses, and then we'll go and turn it all over to the jury. I think we're going to get a not guilty plea on this. If the jury has seen the evidence like everyone else is seeing it, they did not have a case of conspiracy here at all. I haven't heard a lot back from Nevada. I know that it sounds like Cliven Bundy is doing well. He's with two of his other sons, Dave and Mel Bundy. They're all being held in the same place, and that just recently happened. I really think we are winning. The truth is coming out and proving it that there was no case of conspiracy. The government only charged with a conspiracy charge and impeding federal officers. Mostly all the gun charges have been dropped. David Fry's holding up real well. His mom and dad was here last week. He really looks good. He's very attentive. His complexion looks good. Really, all the guys looked really good today. Gene, I say Joey Anderson is a troll. We'll delete him later. Getting a lot of questions here, trying to look through some of them. I'm gonna ask Captain Carl, I'm fixing to interview Matthew right now. Hey Matthew, how do you think the testimonies went today?
Oh, I thought they went well. I was only able to watch for about an hour after I testified.
Yes. I think you answered the questions real well. I know the government asked some trick questions there on you, yeah. But you caught on and you answered them properly, and so I think everything went real good. Tell us a little bit about this thing on Facebook that you put on that got mentioned today in court.
Oh, a petition to impeach Judge Brown.
Yes.
For the U.S. House.
So the FBI has been watching your Facebook page, obviously, because they brought it up, and that's a new postage you just put up over the weekend.
Yeah. 2 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and Judge Anna Brown, did you get to see her reactions to that when you was on the stand?
I did. Not really.
She had her hands actually buried in her face during that time.
Did she really?
I was in the back of the courtroom watching it, and she turned red and buried her hands in her face, or her face in her hands. It was kind of amazing to see. She had nothing to say at all. At that time, she wasn't objecting to nothing.
Yeah, I noticed there were no random sustains coming out either at that point.
No, there was no abstains, no objections, no nothing. They were just wishing they had not brought that up, and the government brought it up.
Yeah, they thought it was going to make me look biased. They're the ones that banned the Constitution in the courtroom.
And today, we heard a lot about the Constitution, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
The Constitution came out today almost in every testimony. They tried to stop it, but the judge finally overruled and just said, well, the government brought it up, and we are going to have to hear it at this point. So, thanks, Matthew, for everything you did there.
Yeah.
Hey, Bram, what do you have to say? I know you was in there with me almost all day.
Yeah. Ken Medenbach brought something up that is really awesome. You know, he says the Supreme Court does not have the right to interpret the Constitution. He's 100% correct, because think about it like this, just so you can wrap your brain around it. It is patently false that the Creator does not understand the creation. The Creator was the people that created the Constitution of the United States. Okay? It is the creation. And the word interpret, the proper usage of the word interpret is to interpret from one language to another. The Constitution was written in its time for an 8th grade education. And for those people, the feds, to assume falsely that the people do not understand what is in the Constitution is the height of arrogance.
It is, for sure.
It is the height of arrogance. And Ken Medenbach got that point across very, very well. He is very articulate. He understands what he's talking about. And I think he actually embarrassed in some cases the prosecution.
Oh, he did. I seen them squirming. All three of them were squirming over there in their seats. They was wanting to stand up and object, but they did not. It was amazing that they didn't have hardly any questions at all today. Absolutely nothing at all.
All that 8 years of education.
Yep.
Ken's like, oh, I just read.
Yep.
I just read. That's how I understand.
Sure, if I take a look at your signs. We have another brother that showed up today. And Free the Patriots. He came all the way from Idaho.
Jay from Idaho.
Jay from Idaho.
That's that's Idaho Jerry.
Idaho Jerry.
We found him. This is Idaho Jerry.
Thanks for coming out, brother. So, we have proved today that the government conspiracy theory is corrupt, and they don't have a conspiracy at all charge here to stand on. And we're going to see that with the jury's verdict here in just a few days. So, turn this back around. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining. I'll try to get over some more of these messages later and answer some more questions as soon as possible. We do have tomorrow off, so Wednesday, I probably won't have a live stream tomorrow, but I will be back again on Thursday. Try to have one on Thursday at noon. Today, things were cut short, and they did not give us much break on today for lunch. So I just had like 10 minutes at the most. We have court Thursday and Friday both. I will have some more updates. And I haven't seen my wife get on here, but she probably is. But my wife should be here sometime Thursday morning. If everything works good for her, she is on the way. So we'll have... see you later, brother.
Love you.
Say hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
So,
Hi, Nick.
that's Dwayne Emmer.
We missed you at work.
So everybody's taking off down here, but my wife is planning on coming with 7 of the children over here. So she's probably going to get on the road sometime tomorrow. So I'll have you another update for sure on Thursday and Friday. Everybody take care and God bless.